I don't care. I don't trust you to be able to go to school with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases that way. That way. We don't want you near our DAs.
Ramos.
When did he bond out?
When did you go
April 2nd.
You are on deferred with us for an attempted auto theft. You had an open possession of a controlled substance and you pick up 4 $30,000 to $150,000 theft cases. You are ordered to be under home confinement. I don't want you out at all. I want my public safe, and I'm going to do everything in my power to protect it. If I find that you pick up another case, if I find that you break any of these conditions, I will light you up. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm sending him now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in his system. And then I want him back. Okay? GPS monitor, home confinement. Do you know what the felony court did?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe on the last setting, you mimicked the same conditions as those. That includes the GPS monitor.
Pero a mí me pusieron que puedo ir a la escuela.
With the exception of going to school, Your Honor.
Nope, I don't care. I don't trust you to be able to go to school with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases, 5 felonies that are open. The only thing I want in this life is my county to be safe. And you out there in the free world truly scares me because I don't know what you're doing. And I don't know if you truly want to do schooling, it can be done online. I don't want you out. Do you understand me? I'm sending you now for a drug test, and I hope that you're not using. On your other ankle, I will put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. I will bring you here periodically for drug testing, and if I find that you're using, your bond right now is set at $10,004. If I find that you're using, if I find that you go out, and I'm telling you now, I don't give a rat's behind what it's for. If I find that you're out, I'm going to make your bond so high, you'll have hair falling out. Do you understand? I want to send him for a drug test now, and then he's to come back, and then we'll go from there.
Just so you're aware of felonies, they do have them on a curfew. With the curfew, he must be inside the house by 1:35 p.m. and he is not allowed out until 7:25 a.m. He got a small window during the day where he's permitted to be out.
For what?
That's what.
Where? To where?
It's just for school.
Where's the school?
Evolution Academy.
I don't know if I trust him enough to be able to do this. You know,
Your Honor, I will say,
they're open, and then he has an auto theft with us.
I understand. I just feel it's going to conflict with what they have in the system.
Yeah, I know it's going to come.
Yeah.
I know. I just don't care. You know, the only thing I care about is my county being safe. And with 6, and at that young age, you know, it just.
regarding the new felonies, Your Honor, I do want to remind the court that there is a presumption of innocence, and that's what he's currently doing, working on that. And it seems like his mom is the one taking him to school, so he does have someone, a support system to make sure that he's.
I don't know that. I mean, if you bring.
And I've
mom
spoken to his
here,
mom.
I mean, you get mom here to show me that she's going to do that, you know, then perhaps. But at this point, Mr. Ramos, you scare me, truly. And the only thing I want is you not to pick up a 7th case or someone to end up dead or another car to be gone. You understand? But at this point, and I don't know how someone posted up $100,000 bond on you, but if I remember, the bonds were all set at like what, 50,000, all of them, and then the felonies all got reduced or something like that.
I think they're 20.
I don't know what the felonies were at. It looks like they're about $20,000 now.
Yeah. All I want is my county to be safe. That's all I care about. If your mom comes here and tells me that she's going to take you.
She come right now.
Is she here?
Yeah.
She's here right now?
She's downstairs.
Go get her. Go, let me talk to her.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you need a translator?
Does she speak Spanish only?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you call a translator, please? Thank you. For him? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Problem is, if we can't with the felonies open. But it's money. It's money.
I have
So there, did you hear what the recommendation is?
No, I didn't.
WIMAC.
What was it?
WIMAC. I think it's money. You know, that's with the other gentleman that was just here, he was in WIMAC and he's doing great, you know? But the problem is that we can't while this case is upstairs, so we're kind of in holding pattern. But when does this expire?
It's the agenda, so they got as long as to another year. You want a date, we give you a date.
I just don't want it to accidentally expire while because these cases are probably going to go on for the next year.
So to expire November of this year.
Okay. I guess we'll address it getting closer to. But that's for me, that's the goal. That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's wait for mom and then we can.
Sounds good, Judge. I do have another case too.
Okay. Who?
I have Mr. Butler, he's in custody.
Okay.
Oh, like a 3 days extension. Yeah. Yes.
What would you like to do?
I would request the court for a PR bond. I did get contact information, which is what we discussed last time. He gave me his sister's address and phone number, and he would be staying with her.
Is she going to pick him up from here, from the jail? Do you know?
I don't know. This is the information he gave me this morning. I would still need to talk to her.
Oh, yeah. Talk to her. I'm not giving him a PR bond now just because he gave you the information, because we don't even know if she'll take it, right? Yeah. Would you mind reaching out to her?
I don't mind. Yeah, if I can roll this one over to tomorrow.
As much time as you want. If you want a week, if you need a couple of days, whatever you want. But for me, if a PR bond, number one, will she take him? Number two, will she pick him up? Because I don't want to just give him a PR bond and he walks out of jail and then he goes, hitches a ride somewhere else. So if I know that she's willing to pick him up, take him, and then try to keep him there, then that's a different story.
Sounds
But
good.
yeah, at that point, I think I'd be more amenable.
All right, sounds good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Morgan. Jeff, what's up, man? What's new?
Nothing new, just getting used to the side.
Okay, you're on the phone. Do you have a case with us?
I do, right, excuse, prosecutor first.
Please, take your time.
Yes, sir. I'll just-
Sure.
Ms. Cuellar. And his grandparents also here. These are the people that he lives with in Victoria, Judge.
So no PTA?
Judge, I've gone over this with him and his family many times. They understand thoroughly what is involved and the differences, the cons of this time served plea versus a potential PTI. The good thing is they have enrolled him in GED. He's getting back on track. He's back at home. It's just,
There's really, in reality, there's just no good thing that's happening today. It's not. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. And I'm telling you that this is a terrible idea, but you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences. And the consequence is this day forth, this conviction will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. People will judge you by how you look on paper. They don't care about anything else because that puts the world on notice, who you are. And the more crap you put on paper, the worse your life becomes in every aspect, whether you want to get a job, whether you want to further school, whether you want to, you can't go to Canada anymore. You want to go to Canada? It's not going to happen after today. They won't let you in. The consequence, meaning the ramification of after today, will be so far-reaching, you'll just never know. You have the option now to apply to get into a diversionary program where if you complete it successfully, they would dismiss this case. You would prefer to just plead guilty and just move on. That's okay, but like I said, it'll go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life, even there after you die. And you ever get pulled over again, officers see this, they're gonna roll up to your window. If they smell alcohol, they smell dope, it's probably not gonna go well for you. And from now on, after today, if you continue with this, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up here for. You understand? Do you still want to do this? You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you have done. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged direct in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. That's what I said. So once you plead guilty, there's no turning around. It's not targeted. You can return it because you don't like it. One day, you will look back to the day in regret and say, why did I do that diversion program? But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'll send you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Let me
Judge,
give
will you
you.
consider a back suspension to DPS?
No, I'm not going to reward him for making this bonehead. No,
Judge, I can do that.
nope. And let me give you a little bit more perspective, Mr. Cuellar. You know, you're allowed to make mistakes, right? We all do. Everybody's human here. But when you continue to make mistakes where you endanger other people's lives, the penalties become a lot more severe. Like I told you, from now on, you pick up any more DWIs, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. I am now going to waive for you the $3,000 surcharge that would otherwise apply to you. But if you come back here with another DWI, it is a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, every $100 that you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. The only thing we ask is don't become another statistic. If you want to get ripped, if you want to get lit, 52 beers, 32 joints, take an Uber. Don't drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. Follow the agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
Check these papers and get your court
You can wait. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in jail to be probated for 18 months. Has he done the TRAS yet? No. You will do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill these conditions. If you don't, a motion to revoke will be filed. You will be put into custody, and we are going to have a hearing on whether to revoke your probation or not. It'll be DWI repeat offender education class, 2 victim impact panels, no drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over, an officer asks you to submit a breath test while you're on this probation, you must do it. A guardian interlock, 30 hours of community service, and 5 days in Harris County Jail as a condition. Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
You know, the more important thing to me, Mr. Garcia Ibarra, is you're young. What are you, 35, 37?
33.
33 years old. Your history sucks. It really freaking sucks. You know, DWI dismissed in 22. DWI pled to in 23. Fleeing and eluding, interfering, and now open a DWI second and 2 felony assaults of a police officer. What's it gonna take for you to get, man? Is it a 25-year sentence? Do you know what happens next time you get a DWI?
Yes.
What happens?
It's a felony in jail.
2 and in the penitentiary. That's what happens next time. And with your record, as bad as it is, it doesn't have to be where you're stumbling, stupid, fall-ass drunk on the road. The mere smell, in and of itself, they're going to look you up. Every single time you get pulled over, they're going to harass and harangue you. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what time of day, where you're going. Every time you get pulled over with your record, they're going to harass you. So why give them the evidence? Why give them, of all the aches and pains, one button and $50 anywhere you want to go in this life? Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense, like I said, it'll go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty, and I'm going to sentence you to 1 year in jail. I'll probate that for 18 months. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels, guardian interlock, no drugs, alcohol, 30 hours community service. Do you have any children?
Sir.
If you do a parenting class, I will consider the community service waived. 5 days to begin April 28th. You must report by 6 p.m. If you fail to report, this deal is off the table and you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The other thing is this, Mr. Garcia Ibarra, I have to somehow get a hold of you so that you understand that we mean business. And there's 2 ways that we do that. One is by jail time, which now you're obviously not doing. The other is by hitting you where it really hurts. And that's what we're going to do. I'm now going to hit you with a surcharge that you will be required to pay. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. I don't know what else we have to try to get your attention, so that I'm hoping that this is it before you pick up a felony offense. It's a $6,000 surcharge, and then how much your court costs?
What was the driver's license for? A year ago?
1 year.
Okay, give me one second.
I will give you plenty of time to pay for it. We will give you a 2-year to 3-year payment plan. So that will give you enough time. If you have any problems, you can come talk to us. But the worst possible thing you can do in this life is pick up another DWI, pick up another case, or abscond, take off. Because if you do that, that's just, it's a guaranteed motion to revoke. You understand?
Sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I'm going to send you to this agreement. For what it's worth, I usually waive these on almost every first DWI. You're now working your 3rd. So at some point, like I said, we've got to get a hold of you to ensure that you don't pick up a felony or kill someone.
I just want to mention that I was talking to him about his finances, and my intention was to ask you to waive it, and I understand
I
you've made your
normally
ruling.
do, Ms. Casanova, on all first, but this is a 3rd alcohol contact. You know, I'll waive his supervisory fees with regard to them, but I want to get his attention. And I think that probably the only way to do it is with money. And like I said, if you don't pay it, your butt's going to sit $100 for 1 day in jail. You're probably going to owe somewhere in the neighborhood of around $6,500 now. Any slower, you'll be going backwards.
No. It's when people are watching, that's what happens.
Anyways, you get the gist of what it is.
Sure.
So I'm going to have you meet with everyone. If you have any questions, speak with probation. If you ever have any issues, come talk to us. Don't just take off.
Yes, sir.
Don't pick up a new case. And above all else, don't
6,400.
drink. 6,400.
6,400.
That's it. So I'm going to tack on this fee, but waive all the other fees. Yeah. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
I can't.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. What am I supposed to do?
I have no idea, sir.
Either you're continuing to use or you just don't care about court orders. I've ordered you not to use. We're now working. When did we order him not to use? What was the day?
On this case, that
His case has been open since February.
Conditions
The end of
began
February.
February 26th, Your Honor.
Say it again?
February 26th.
Yeah, February 26th. We're now April 16th. It's been 51 days.
Helen,
I'm putting you in jail. I told you not to use. You're continuing to use. Okay?
And I know how the court generally feels about the prescriptions for the marijuana, but he does have a valid prescription.
Nevertheless, I told him not to use.
He's gainfully employed judge, which when we came here previously, you had ordered him to get a job, which he did. And of course, he's brand new at the job. And if he goes into custody, he's most certain to lose that job.
Michael, I don't want him to use. What else am I supposed to do? I don't care that you're now working your second criminal case within the last year, you know? You have an assault from 23, now you've got a theft.
One more opportunity, Judge.
How long am I supposed to give him, Malcolm? Another 30 days for him to just continue smoking weed and just...
Test him in 2 weeks, Judge? Or even, I don't know if next Thursday will be too soon for for the levels to go down. I'm not really.
Do you have levels now?
No, not at this time, since it was a rapid test that needs to be confirmed with the lab, so.
If you want me to give you the benefit of the doubt of next Thursday, I will do it. You must be here Thursday. If you test positive for weed, it's not going to go well for you. I've harped on it over and over and over.
Yes, sir.
Judge, and I don't know the science, is what currently in his system, would it be gone by next Thursday? Or would it still be in his system and he tests
If he
positive?
continues to smoke, then no. But by then it'll be 2.5 months. So if it's still in his system, that tells me that he's continued to smoke weed while he's on bond. You know,
Yes,
there's
sir.
only two things. It's either in your system or it's out of your system.
I don't smoke, sir. I got THC tinctures.
What's
I
that?
don't smoke flower. It's not a flower.
You're not supposed to use anything that has THC in it that could cause you to test positive. You know exactly what you're putting into your body. You know exactly what I've ordered you not to do. We'll put you on for this Thursday. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you want hieroglyphics? Perhaps Mandarin? I don't know what else. I'm speaking English here. I've told you what you can and can't do. That's it. I'm going to give you the benefit because of Michael that you got until next Thursday. If you continue to test positive, it's just not going to go well. All right?
Yes,
See you
sir.
Thursday.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Hey,
I have a plea for Mr. Jeffrey Chauvin with a C.
come on, Mr. Chauvin. Mr. Chauvin, you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. Looks like you also have another case as well, a criminal trespass. I'm assuming, Alan, that was going to be dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Is this how you understand the agreement? It is 12 days in jail with credit for the 4 days that you have done. So that means that you've satisfied the time. The only problem is this is going on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to test on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. You understand? This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the office of resisting arrest? Guilty or not guilty? I'll find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
We'll have you see the clerk.
Let's
You ready? Please.
over here, sir. It's John.
Mr. Ramirez, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. Your lawyer has repeatedly tried to come and to get a certain type of sentence to benefit your status regarding immigration. But I want you to understand that we here cannot show favorable treatment. Doesn't matter who it is. These are things that you need to consider when you're out there in the free world, where if you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will lock you up and they will keep you as the day is long. And if you're incapable of not finding yourselves at a cross with the law, then you will repeatedly go to jail. And I don't know what it's going to take to get you to understand that we mean business, but if this isn't it, then I don't know what it is.
Can you repeat?
If you consume alcohol,
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last part? I'm sorry.
I don't know what it's going to take for you to understand that we mean business. Perhaps it is just putting you in jail with a lengthy sentence. I don't know. I will tell you now, with this probation, there's absolutely no tolerance. If you consume anything that tells me you have a problem, and I will potentially put you in a rehabilitation facility in the jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
I mean no alcohol. I mean no alcohol from any source. The other thing is this, is that this is a second offense. What happens on the next DWI?
A la próxima, delito de conducir bajo influencia de alcohol. ¿Qué es lo que pasa? Contéstame. ¿Qué es lo que pasa? I don't know.
If you
¿Sí
ever
usted?
pick up another DWI, you will be facing a third-degree felony.
Okay.
A minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison.
¿Es la penitencia?
If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. If you do, you get pulled over, it's probably not going to go well for you.
Tal vez no le vaya muy bien.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
Successfully complete this, or what I'm sentencing you now to 180 days in jail. I will probate that for 12 months. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class. 3 victim impact panels. You will do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need.
Es necesario.
If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill them. You must maintain a guardian interlock. Can you run his license to see if he has a license?
Yes, sure.
What does he have now, a scram? Okay. If you do not have a license, then you're not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit today promising me that you're not going to drive,
No vas a venir.
and you must get a portable device. If you do not have a portable device, then you must maintain the scram. You must also no drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock. I'm going to suspend your ability to drive or your ability to get a license for 1 year.
Your Honor, it looks like his license is currently not eligible.
You are not allowed to drive, Mr. Ramirez.
Deja, señora.
In this short life that we have, do not drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care what you have to do. If you drive, a warrant will be issued and I will issue a motion to revoke your probation. If you violate this probation, we issue a warrant, a motion to revoke will be filed, and we will have a hearing. And if they prove to me that you violate this probation, you're facing 180 days in jail. I am also assessing the supervisory fee on you as well. It's a second offense. You will be required to pay the $3,000 supervisory fee. We will give you 2 years to pay it. Somehow, Mr. Ramirez, we have to get your attention. You are skirting out of here today on a second with bond violations, and you're not doing any jail time. So it is yet another proverbial slap on the wrist. So somehow, I have to get your attention. If you fail to pay the $3,000 supervisory fee, every $100 that you owe, you will sit one day in jail. We will give you plenty of time to pay.
Mucho tiempo para pagar.
The idea is that you learn from this mistake so you do not come back. Because if you do come back, you will pay dearly. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm gonna find you guilty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sentence you to this. So what is he told? Please.
Total will be 3,530.
$3,530.
Yes.
You know, I think that everyone here on the other side is working diligently not to have you go to jail. So from here forth, you are the one that holds the keys to this jail cell. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, may we be heard on the fees and any surcharge
Sure.
case? Mr. Ramirez,
Señor Ramírez,
you pay all the
usted
rent
paga
and
toda la
bills in your
renta y
house,
biles
right?
en su casa, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
And you also pay
Igualmente
for your
pagas
children's college.
Los colegiaturas de sus hijos.
Sí.
Yes.
And if you were
Y
forced
si
to make
usted
these
obligado de
payments
hacer
or
estos
any other
pagos,
surcharges,
ahorros,
would this
cargos,
cause a financial
esto le
burden?
va a causar un problema financiero.
Sí.
Yes.
And would you no longer be able to
Usted
make
no va
your
a
child's
poder
school payments?
A pagar los pagos de colegiatura de la escuela.
Sí, no va a ser un problema para mí.
It's going to be a problem for me.
And they might possibly have
Y
to
tal
withdraw
vez
from
tienen
school.
que salirse de la escuela.
Sí.
Yes.
And you also have
Usted
medical
también
problems
tienes
that prevent you
problemas
from working
medicamentos que lo
full-time,
previenen de
right?
trabajar a tiempo completo, ¿es correcto?
Sí, ese es el problema.
Yes, that's a problem.
And so sometimes you aren't
Y a
even able
veces
to
ni
work the
puedes
full
trabajar
part-time hours.
todas las horas de parte de tiempo. A veces no puedes cumplir todas las horas a parte de tiempo de día.
Sí.
Yes.
What the frick?
Hey. I appreciate your argument. He's getting out of here. It's a second. He has bond violations. He's not even doing one lick of jail time. I think that the only way that we can really get through to him is to hit him where it hurts, and that's in the pocketbook. If it's a strain on him, you know, actions have consequences, Mr. Ramirez. And I hope that you really learn from this experience. You know, I hope that you don't kill someone out there. My real fear is that, yeah, we've got two here. How many has it been in reality?
Tienes dos aquí, en realidad.
How many times have you skirted to where there's not been an accident? Why don't you watch the news? Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. It's a sick, disgusting fact.
Well,
I've asked you not to use, and you still allegedly use while you're on bond in this court. I just,
en esta corte.
so I have to get your attention. I hope that this is it.
Sí.
I hope that jail time is not it. But like I said, you're under no tolerance. One positive alcohol event. Doesn't matter who you have in front of me. A motion to revoke will be filed. And it's probably not going to go well.
No le va a ir muy bien.
Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende? Yes.
We give you sufficient time to pay. So around about, it'll be about $140 something a month. So if you need your bond so high that you'll have your beard falling off, do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case, I am now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. I am also ordering and issuing a protective order that identifies SR as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes.
I am also ordering you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. You violate this court order, the state can and will file additional charges of violation of a protective order, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. Do you understand? I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. If I find that you're a danger, it's just not going to go well for you. Do you understand me? You have the ability to hire a lawyer. I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll see if you qualify. Don't just put zeros because I'm not going to believe it. I need to know everything about you. How much money you have in the bank, whether you have a car, whether you work, whether you have stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs. I need to know everything about you, and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We will have you take a seat in the jury box while we create your bond conditions. We will have you sign them with our JLO, and after that, I'll see whether you qualify for a lawyer. Please. Don't. Just don't. Now's not the time. Good morning, Miss Gordon. Ma'am, you are charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 8, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to an apartment complex and made contact with a complaining witness who stated that she and the defendant were in a previous dating relationship and currently lived together. They'd gotten in a verbal argument, and the defendant locked the complaining witness out of the apartment and eventually let her back in. And when she re-entered the apartment, the complaining witness saw the defendant had soaked her clothes in bleach. The complaining witness then told the defendant to leave the apartment. The defendant then left the apartment and took a large kitchen knife outside. And the complaining witness then witnessed the defendant scratch her vehicle with the knife, and the defendant scratched the word bitch onto the hood of the complaining witness's vehicle. The complaining witness estimated that the total damages to the vehicle were approximately $1,000.
Ms. Gordon, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand?
Can you say the last part again?
I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person, not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? I will make your bond high. I'm going to protect every person in this county. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a small farm animal. Anything you do to endanger my community, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail, and I'm going to make it high. If you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with. Do you understand? Do you mind reaching out to this person to let them know that we've put these conditions on?
Yes,
to
sir.
let us know if she tries to make contact whatsoever?
Sure.
I don't want to talk about the case. I've got a bunch of DAs here, and whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Okay, tell me.
Me and the person stay together currently.
I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person.
The person that filed the report was her friend, and the way
You have to understand, you've now been charged with a criminal case. There are certain conditions we put on to ensure that nothing else happens. I don't know what kind of relationship you have. You now have this criminal case. If you get mad because of this criminal case at this person, right, and then you start having words, you're going back to jail. That's why, to prevent that from happening, I don't want you to have contacts with this person. You need to separate. I don't want you to go where she lives, where she works, where she breathes. Don't have any contact. Don't use social media. Don't use someone else to have contact with her. Don't text, call. If I find that you do, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? How old are you, man?
20.
What do you do for a living? What are you studying to be? This is not a good way to start. Because whenever you start going to apply for jobs, they look at records. And when they see someone that has a criminal mischief like this, they're thinking to themselves, you know, we probably shouldn't hire this person, because this person, when they get angry, they are volatile. They're like a volcano ready to erupt. Do we want someone like that working with us? Probably not. The more cases you get on your record, the worse life you're going to have. This life is extremely difficult, and it doesn't get easier the more convictions you get. It is hard enough as a black, brown person in society today. Now you start racking up convictions on top of it, or picking up criminal cases. You think it's easier? Self-control. Because if you don't, that's why we have jail. You want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, man. You need a lawyer to represent you. You can go hire one, or I'm happy to give you one if you want one. You want one? Okay. I need you to fill out an application for me. Deputy Miranda's going to give you one. I'm going to create bond conditions where you promise us you're not going to have contact with this person and no weapons as well. Once you sign it, you fill out the application, I'll take a look and then I'll have you talk to someone today. All right? Please. Can you file no contact, no weapons, please? And then also, at some point, reach out to the complaining witness to let them know that we've done this so that she knows.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that separately.